Raiders fans, the vibe in Vegas is heavy right now. Bill Simmons didn't hold back. Pete Carroll tried to explain the chaos, and to make things worse, the team just cut a veteran who was a key piece of the defense. Injuries keep piling up, and fans are starting to wonder, can this season still be saved? Stick around till the end, and because what's coming will shock you. But before we break everything down, let me ask you for one quick thing. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps keep this Raider Nation conversation going strong. Drop a like, too, so YouTube can send this video to more members of the Silver and Black family, and jump into the comments. This space belongs to all of us. Bill Simmons didn't pull any punches. The man torched what he's seen from the Raiders so far, and honestly, I get it. Everyone expected Pete Carroll and veteran Geno Smith to bring stability, but after this losing streak, especially that 46 beatdown from the Colts, what we're seeing is a team without a soul. Simmons called it out, the dream team that turned into a nightmare, and he's not wrong. A coach pushing 75, a quarterback playing like it's 2014 in New York, and a front office that looks lost. It's a recipe for disaster. The offense can't move the ball, the defense can't hold a lead, and Raider Nation's patience is wearing thin. Simmons went all in on Geno, saying, "It just feels like it's over." 9 interceptions in 5 games. Unbelievable. And what hurts the most is remembering the Raiders gave up a third-round pick and handed him $75 million for 2 years. $75 million. That's supposed to be a locker room leader, not a liability. To be fair, Geno seemed like a smart bet early on, a veteran presence to calm things down. But what we've got is a guy missing basic reads, forcing throws, and putting the defense in impossible spots. And then Carroll goes on TV saying he didn't pull him because they need more reps? Come on, Pete. Practice? We're 1-4, getting blown out every week, and you're treating games like training sessions? That's insane. Even former players like James Jones are saying what fans have been yelling for weeks. Put Kenny Pickett in and see what the kid can do. Raider Nation is at the edge right now. No more excuses. No more speeches. It's time for action. Drop your thoughts in the comments if you agree it's time for a leadership change, because what's coming next shows just how bad this situation might be. Pete Carroll finally spoke up, and nothing he said made anyone feel better. After that humiliating loss to the Colts, he faced the media trying to justify the chaos, but honestly, it sounded more like confusion than leadership. He talked about process, about time to adjust, but Raider Nation just wants to know, how much longer do we have to wait? Carroll admitted the hole is deeper than he thought. He said the team needs to cut down on big plays, but come on, a 46 scoreboard tells the story. Fans are done with pretty words, it's time for results. And then came the bombshell. Linebacker Jermaine Pratt, gone. Out of nowhere, one of the defensive leaders with experience and a voice in the locker room. Carroll brushed it off with a simple, "It was time to move in a different direction." Really? That's it? It feels like the locker room is cracking. Carroll said Malcolm Kuntz, Charles Snowden, and even Jamal Adams would rotate to fill the gap. Yeah, but that's patchwork, not a fix. And now, instead of calming things down, it feels like the team's getting more chaotic. The defense started the year looking solid, now it's collapsing. Carroll even tried to defend Geno, calling his performance solid. Solid? The guy threw another brutal pick and looks completely lost. Carroll admitted he considered putting Pickett in, but decided to keep practicing through the game. Like, are you kidding? The whole fan base is watching a disaster and the coach is treating it like a scrimmage. Sure, the injuries are real. No Brock Bowers, no Colton Miller, no Michael Mayer, 9. But every team deals with injuries. Good teams adapt. The Raiders just keep finding new excuses. Right now, Carroll feels like a man trying to plug holes in a sinking ship with duct tape. And the fear is, by the time he realizes how bad it is, it'll be too late. Drop a comment. What was cutting Pratt a smart move or a mistake? Because what comes next shows just how deep this mess really goes. Now we know what went down with Jermaine Pratt. And let's be honest, there's no way to spin this as just another move. The guy was a veteran voice in that locker room, and cutting him now, that's a bad look. Pratt was supposed to be the steady presence on defense, the kind of player who keeps everyone aligned. Then out of nowhere, after that loss to the Colts, gone. You think that's coincidence? No chance. When a franchise's back is against the wall, they look for a scapegoat. And this time, it looks like Pratt was it. Carroll said it was time to go in a different direction. Okay, But what direction exactly? Because all we're seeing right now is chaos. The defense isn't playing like it lacks talent. It's playing like it lacks leadership. Maybe Carroll thought this move would shake things up, but more likely it just split the locker room even more. He claimed he's got replacements ready. Kuntz, Snowden, Jamal Adams, all stepping in. Sounds nice, but that's just plugging holes. And we've seen this movie before, when players keep shifting positions, it means no one really knows what's working. Honestly, this feels like a coaching staff that's lost its compass. Cutting a starter to send a message rarely fixes anything. What fixes it is structure, accountability, and identity. All things the Raiders clearly don't have right now, and the fans feel it. Raider Nation lives and breathes this team. They don't ask for miracles, they just want to see a plan. But right now, it feels like the Raiders are reacting to chaos instead of controlling it. The challenge now is rebuilding trust and finding a direction before it's too late. Because if another locker room leader falls, Carroll's not just going to face the media, he's going to face a fan base that's fed up. Drop your thoughts below. Was this move a real change or pure desperation? Because what comes next shows how far this crisis has spread. That loss to the Colts was more than a defeat. It was a statement. 40-6. That's not a bad game. That's a meltdown. And honestly, the way it happened says everything about where this team's head is at. When your opponent puts in the backup quarterback in the third quarter because the game's already over. That's rock bottom. First issue, the offense. Geno Smith keeps trying to prove he's still got it, but right now that confidence looks like stubbornness. 9 interceptions in 5 games. That's not bad luck. That's a pattern. And it's frustrating because Carroll keeps treating him like the unquestioned starter. He said he didn't bench him because the team needs more practice. Practice? The NFL isn't for practice. It's for performance. Raider Nation's sick of watching Sundays turn into scrimmages. This offense is stale, predictable, and completely out of sync. And as if things couldn't get worse, the injuries keep stacking up. Brock Bowers out. Michael Mayer out. Colton Miller and Caleb Rogers both hurt. That offensive line is in shambles. On defense, it's no better. Lonnie Johnson Jr., Stokes, Pratt, Lecky Fotu, Brennan Jackson, all missing. You can't blame everything on injuries, but they're definitely draining the team's energy. And when half the roster's in the medical room, the rest start breaking down mentally too. The one bright spot, rookie running back Ashton Jeanty. The kid's been a beast. Back-to-back 100-yard games and showing serious heart. He's the kind of player that gives fans something to believe in. But everyone else, it's time to wake up. This roster was built to compete, not collapse. The Raider Nation deserves a response, and fast. Drop your thoughts below. Is a quarterback change the first step this team needs to make? Because what's coming next might be the breaking point. And now comes the question nobody wants to ask. Can this season still be saved? Let's be real. The Raiders are hanging by a thread. 1-4, 4 straight losses, confidence shattered, injuries everywhere. The word of the moment, collapse. Carroll keeps talking about process and adjustments, but what we're seeing is a team forgetting the basics. The Colts game wasn't just a loss, and it was a mirror. Missed blocks, turnovers, blown assignments, and the same mistakes over and over. CBS's John Breach nailed it. He gave them an FF for finding ways to lose. And he's right. Every week it's something new. The interceptions, blocked punts, miscommunication. It's like this team invents new ways to implode. The crazy part, there's still talent here. There are players fighting, trying to turn it around. What's missing is leadership, and that's what frustrates the fan base the most. Raider Nation can handle rebuilds. They can handle pain. But they won't tolerate a team that refuses to learn. Carroll's got the resume, the history, but right now he looks disconnected. And if he doesn't fix that soon, this locker room could check out before mid-season. Still, it's not over yet. One win, one spark, and everything changes. The defense can regroup. The offense can rally around Jeanty. The season's not dead unless they keep beating themselves. The NFL moves fast, and redemption can come just as quickly as collapse. Raider Nation's seen it before. The question is, does Carroll still have control? Drop a comment. Can this team still turn it around, or is it too late? Because what comes next is the most honest take a fan can give. In the end, what we've seen these last few weeks is a team that's lost its way, but not its pride. The Raiders still have fight, still have players who care. The challenge now is turning that effort into wins. Carroll has to act fast before this locker room falls apart completely. And to be real, Raider Nation deserves better, and not empty talk, but action, because that shield has always stood for one thing: fighting to the last snap. Drop your thoughts below. This space belongs to everyone who bleeds silver and black. Just win, baby, and let's hope the turnaround starts now.